Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Rime of the Frostmaiden, Part 24, A Black Cabin. If you're watching this on Twitch and YouTube, you can probably see it is only my face tonight. Why is that? Because I'm not actually going to be in this game at all. That is right, Wings has scheduled and set up a game entirely made out of our guest characters that we have had through this campaign so far. So I am really here to let you know that today is June 27th and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, including full playthroughs of Curse of Strahd, Ghost of Saltmarsh, Waterdeep Dragon Heist, Tomb of Annihilation, Tyrant Security, our Masks the Green Sun campaign, as well as more to come in the future. We do 3 actual plays a week, so if that is your shtick, you can find us on YouTube, like we said earlier, or you can find us anywhere audio casts are made available for free. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask myself, or any of the other fine folk that you are on your way to see, feel free to, again, go to patreon.com/indooradventures. But let's say you already support us on YouTube, you already support us on Patreon and Twitch and all of those other places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and mugs! Face masks! We got it all! Why aren't you going there already? Redbubble also has consistent sales throughout the year, so you want to subscribe to their newsletter, because it's usually things like 20% off all of the merchandise. And until the end of this month, all of the funds that we are getting from our new Pride line, which has our slogan, "You Are Loved" on it, as well as a selection of Pride flags inside of the Hart hands, all of the proceeds of that are going to help support Lambert House, which is a charity specifically for transgender youths. So if you would like to help support that, or help support a good cause, or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel, so we are going to go into the reason why you are all actually here. Obviously not for me, the other fine folk of the show. So it is going to be Lucas taking us away. Blinky, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, hey, I just remuted myself on accident. Hi, I'm Matt. I'm BlinkDog182 on Twitter and Twitch, and I'll be playing Lucas.
Hey, everybody. It's me, RJ. Today I'll be playing Box of Rocks, or Rocky. We both go by he, him.
All right, GB, would you like to introduce yourself?
Graybeard's Tavern, and tonight I'll be playing Westloy Bumblebrook, who has been outed as Westloy, the Dread Pirate Westloy. In our last, he is a reborn rogue, a phantom rogue warlock.
All right, Tyler?
Hi, everyone. My name's Tyler, and tonight I'll be playing Troll Stagger, or Stag for short. He is a wood elf druid, Wildfire druid.
And Sid?
Hey, I'm Christina Sid, and my pronouns are she, her. So are the character I'm playing. Her name is Roberta. She is a formerly Snow, now officially Hobgoblin Warlock.
And I am Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm going to be the DM tonight. Let's just jump right in. Sovereign of Summer's Loss, General of Winter's War. Long live the Queen of Cold and Frost. May she reign forevermore. All right, when we last left off, something very different was happening. And I'm loath to mention it, just on the off chance that some of our guests aren't aware. We're not going to worry about that for now. We're going to pick up a little bit before the events of the previous week's episode, and just kind of see what our guests were up to. I want to start off with Lucas. I want to say that when we last saw Lucas, he was busy doing some duties for the Emerald Enclave, the one member of which that is in oh my goodness, I keep on doing this, The land is not called Rime of the Frostmaiden. The land is called Icewind Dale. There we go. All right. The one member of the Emerald Enclave that is in Icewind Dale, and that's Danica Greysteel. And the two of you have been doing some work lately, which is basically trying to find and befriend Chewinga and getting them to be sort of guardians of various greenhouses and gardens throughout the 10 towns of Icewind Dale. So when we pick up with Lucas again, he is in Brinchander now, having followed Danica there. Basically, you guys have managed to get the prototype up and working in East Haven, and you're working on getting the second one handled here. Would you like to describe what Lucas looks like?
Just been so long.
I know.
Short little rock gnome, just rosy cheeks with kind of bluish hair, and a white leather armor and like a white cape.
Very nice, very nice. One day, whilst you guys are sort of working on like breaking the ground of a plot here in Brinchander, Danica approaches you and says that her friends over at the Temple of the Morning Lord have asked for some help, and they need an accomplished adventurer to go out and make a delivery to a, well, I want to say remote. Remote is the right word. A remote location out on the tundra, and they need somebody who has been proven to be able to navigate the area and not have too much trouble with that. Meanwhile, Danica has recently taken under her wing another person, someone that she thought she would know well just on account of knowing a member of his family. Not too long ago, a deer-legged man came riding in on a warg into Brinchander, delivering a letter from a town of goblins, and against all odds has managed to open up communications and trade between the 10 towns and Karkalok. And during that time, almost immediately after that, he was kind of shuffled off onto Danica. She kind of like accidentally did this. She heard, oh, Hart's brother? Wow, Hart was really great at finding Chewinga. I'm sure Hart's brother will be exactly that way. And as it turns out, no, he is not.
I love the little guys. Just want to get my hands on them.
I believe when we were discussing this earlier, the mental image was just Troll Stagger running around with a burlap sack, like, "Come on, you little guys, get in here!
Just get in the sack!" Ah! It was not very successful.
So when Danica is explaining this this endeavor to you, Lucas, she basically Troll Stagger, I imagine, is like somewhere in the background, like being the gremlin that he is, and she basically looks at you and says, "Can you please get him out of here? Like, I'm pretty sure he's going to be a lot better off out in the field."
Sure, yeah, we can do that.
Thank you. Tyler, would you like to describe what Troll Stagger looks like?
Yeah, Troll Stagger, like you said, he's got little deer hoofs for feet, but the rest of him, he looks like an elf with darker skin, white hair, and on the top of his head, he has little nubbins where you might expect antlers would have grown out of. Overall, he is dressed in some pretty worn garb and carries around a shield made out of the bark of a tree.
Awesome. All right. I want to say, is there any sort of interactions between Lucas and Stag that would be prevalent in the time between them getting from the garden to the quest giver, essentially?
You look really familiar.
You do too. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Funny that all hunters kind of look the same to me, but like you're small and have that like look about you.
I am small. The only person that I know that's as small as me, well, besides my parents, is my sister. Do you know Lydia?
That
She's like
sounds
me, but
familiar.
girl.
What's that?
Like me, but girl.
I don't know that word you're using.
Me?
No.
Okay.
Troll Stagger doesn't understand the concept of gender.
Stag said gender is a construct. Oh my god.
Looks like me.
Oh yeah, exactly. Look just like you.
Yeah.
You might think that I did this on purpose, but I'm just now realizing that I put both of the brothers together immediately.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh god, I love it. All right, I'm gonna cut away from this really quick. Roberta, when we last left off with you, you were traveling away from the Lost Spire of Netheril, along with Kuori, Dazan, and Hart. Lydia wasn't there for that adventure. At some point, you broke off from our main crew, and they went on their way, and you and Dazan started making your way towards civilization. Dazan had made it clear before that having his face in these towns is not a good idea. So basically, you guys get about as close to civilization as you dare. It is the dark of night, and you can just see the lights of Bryn Shander off in the distance when you decide to make camp. And he sits you down and says, well, I just remembered I had an accent.
Oh, I hadn't forgotten. I like it.
Well, thank you, Roberta. Well, here's the thing. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to go into town. You're gonna have to get you a job. Now that you're real, you may have noticed that there's kind of a rumbly in your tummy, and you're gonna have to eat. So,
Right.
What you're gonna do is that you're gonna go into town. You're gonna ask everybody if you can have a job. And then they're going to give you stuff that looks like this. And he gets out a bag of coins and he shows you the gold and stuff. And he basically explains commerce to you and the fact that you need a job so that you can eat, so that you can live.
But why don't we all just share all of the things that we have together so that no one goes hungry?
That's a mighty fine idea. It's a bit more complicated than that. Like a lot of things in this world. A lot of people disagree with that notion.
Are they the ones that have a lot of the gold?
As it turns out, usually that's the way it is. that's usually what affects that. Yes.
Well, that makes sense, I guess. It's not fair, but it makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in this world that isn't fair. Well, anyway, we ought to get some shut-eye, and then take a crack at it in the morning.
Okay.
Good night, Roberta.
Did you want to sleep in the hat, or are you going to make camp out here?
I reckon I'll keep watch.
Okay. Good night. Just the hat lands on the ground, and she's gone.
All right.
Because she's in her hat.
For the for the guests who may not have seen Roberta before, would you like to describe her for me?
Sure. She's a hobgoblin. So sort of reddish auburn fur, kind of shaggy, longer hair in her head. She is about 6.5 feet tall, wearing a just debonair 3-piece suit that she tries to keep as immaculate as possible, along with a lovely silk top hat. And yeah, the top hat is quite helpful because it's also her connection to her warlord patron, who is a Mirad, and yeah, she can jump on in and use it as a small apartment. It's pretty nice.
I love it so much. Roberta, you have a fine sleep, very very restful, and when you wake in the morning, you find that Dazan has already left. He left you a note reminding you all the steps that you need to go down in order to succeed in the future, and he apologizes, but he just hates goodbyes.
Oh. I sort of thought, oh well, maybe one day.
And then Roberta starts heading towards 10 Towns. Where do I want to go next? Rocky? You have received a request to help guide a group to a remote location out on the tundra. You've been asked to come to the Temple of Lathander in Bryn Shander. Is there anything in particular that you have been up to since we last saw you?
Besides running the missives for the group back to 10 Towns, I think he has been mostly hanging out with the mountain folk, doing his job as a guide, going up and down. Oh Lord, I forgot the mountain's name.
Kelvin's Cairn.
Kelvin's Cairn, thank you.
Long sip as I access my data bank.
He's probably been out on the lake, making sure Friend is all right.
Mm-hmm. Friend, the plesiosaur.
The awakened plesiosaur.
That's an important... Yes. Good note.
And he's been writing letters, but he doesn't know where to send it to because he doesn't know where Hart and company are.
Oh, bless. I think that just today, as you come into Bryn Shander, you begin to hear rumors about the group and all of the crazy things that they've been doing since you were gone. Evidently, they made quite the stir in East Haven. And a lot has happened there. And from the sound of things, Lydia found her brother. So things are going good on that front. When you come into Bryn Shander, you realize that there is, in fact, a mailing system been established in 10 Towns, and they will be able to take all of the letters that you wrote and deliver it to the party in a fairly fast amount of time.
And it's not even like long letters. It's like, Dear Lydia, Kuori, and Hart, I saw a bird. Rocky.
Bless. I love him. Bless him for knowing how to write.
He has an int of 8, not like 3. He can write.
And also he had a job where he was like a secretary, so that makes perfect sense. All right. Would you like to describe Rocky as we see him wandering through the streets of Bryn Shander?
Yeah. He is an olive-skinned human with dark hair, wears a immaculate white like fur coat. Underneath is a set of adventuring gear that's fairly worn. Over the time, he's cut his long hair like a little bit shorter, so it's a little bit closer to the scalp, and he has like the floof to the side.
All right. Well, Rocky, you happen upon the Temple of the Morning Lord, and you are asked to wait for the person who your employer, the person in particular who is going to be sending you off with some delivery goods. You are informed that they have put some effort into making sure that you have a well-outfitted party, that there are more than just you doing this delivery. Your job mostly is to make sure that they don't get lost on their way there. There are anticipated dangers on the way there, as there always is in 10 Towns and Icewind Dale. So that's why they're sending you off with a few more people. In fact, as it turns out, they just hired somebody on because they were looking for able-bodied folks who are able to raise a sword to help you get across the tundra. You see a hobgoblin with a top hat.
Hi.
Well, hey. And he gives you a smile, and you can see that his teeth and tongue are stained blue.
I hate to ask, but you're the first person I've ever met that has blue teeth.
The berry?
Oh, yes, thank you.
They are a very tart blueberry.
Ooh, I like that. Hi, I'm Roberta.
Hey, I'm Rocky.
Nice to meet you, Rocky.
The pleasure's all mine. So I heard that people are getting hired on for this delivery gig. You're part of the group?
I guess so. Step 1, I came into town. Step 2, I asked someone where I could find work. Step 3, I went to said person and asked them what kind of work could be found. Step 4, I smiled and tried to be pleasant. Step 6, they hired me. And step 7, I tried to do a good job for gold.
There's a bit of Rocky that kind of stands at attention as he looks around and sniffs the air. Do you smell carrots?
I don't think I've ever had a carrot before, so I don't know.
Weird. Anyway.
Amazing. Both of you are goobers, and that's why I wanted you in this game. I am literally just remembering a scene that I wanted to have earlier. We're going to jump back a little bit before all of this. Yeah, all the way back in East Haven, Lucas, at some point, somebody, Durnan, was that his name? No, that's a barkeep in the Yawning Portal. Never mind. The speaker of East Haven lets you know that there is somebody who wants to meet you. Evidently, you had a large influence on something that happened to them. It is explained to you that the wizard that you captured in East Haven all that time ago, and the reason why he was burned at the stake for, and rightfully so, because what an asshole he was. The reason why he was burned at the stake was because he killed a group of adventurers. The reason why they knew about that was because there was a survivor. And that survivor actually wants to meet you and thank you personally for what you did.
Oh, okay. Just like
Um,
puffs out his chest, trying to look like a hero.
So you are basically you walk into the speaker's office. He kind of stands up and he says, "Oh, Lucas, it's good to see you here." And there is another person in this room. You see a kind of, a little bit fuzzier than you're used to. They've got kind of pointy ears and sort of like a pushed-in nose, and they're looking away from you when you step in, but uh, you can only see, like, from one side of their face there's like a big scar across it, like a very large burn, and also like they've got an eye patch over that scar, and they turn to look at you, and I imagine you are well traveled enough to recognize this as a hobgoblin. And he stands up and like offers his hand to shake with you.
I like go to just wave at him, and then I realize he's holding his hand out, and I shake it.
And he says, "Hello there, Lucas, right?"
Yep, hero of East Haven.
And he just kind of like takes a deep breath and sighs, and he just holds your hand and like puts the other hand over it. You can feel the claws that he has. He says, "My name is Robert. I wanted to thank you personally for what you did."
You're welcome.
And he says, "Murda and Typhon. That was their names." And he reaches into his cloak and he pulls out a pouch of gold, and he kind of presses it into your hand. He said, "This is all the gold that we found in that godforsaken ruin. I don't want to see it, and I want you to have it."
I reach into my pouch and I hand him a good cookie.
Aw. And he like looks a little bit confused for a second, and he just kind of like takes it, tips his head, and he says, "You know, Derma used to call me Bob, and I always hated it. I'd give anything to hear her call me that now."
I think Lucas just hugs him.
Oh,
It was
That's
really
so
nice to. It was really nice to meet you, Bob.
he takes that cookie and he just kind of like tucks it away, and then he just gives you a pat. And I think that's where we can move away from that. All right. Oh, GB, I haven't forgotten about you. GB, Wesloy has made his way across the tundra, and he has made it all the way home. When he pushes open the doors to his abode, everything is kind of covered in a thin layer of dust and a little bit of frost. This home feels sort of dark and empty as compared to the way that you left it, which was in much better repair, a lot warmer, a lot more inviting. But you can't sort of push away the feeling that you don't necessarily belong here anymore. What does Westloy look like as he stands in his empty house?
Can we cut to a scene earlier, real quick?
Sure,
Okay.
I'll go. I'm willing to entertain that.
So basically there's like the ice flow kind of thing, and the camera comes in and it's just snow and ice, and it moves in, and it looks like there's like a little tiny pine tree that's been tipped over, and as it closes in, there's snow on this little pine tree, this shrub as it were, and it gets real close, and then all of a sudden these ice blue eyes open up and blows the snow off and shakes off and stands up in his winter ghillie suit that's 3 feet tall, and shakes it all off, and then and he barfs up basically gallons of seawater, like twice his body weight in seawater. He just keeps coming out of him, and he goes, "Oh, well, that's a hell of a thing. I best get home." And then we cut back to he's in his house. There's basically he's a halfling. He's got like blonde hair, the ice blue eyes. He's stupid pale. Like those who've seen him before, he's more pale. And now it looks kind of like maybe he's got like neck tattoos or something, where you can see his skin, or near where his clothing ends.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, he's weaponed out. Just two short swords, 2 daggers, a sling, and fully adventurer gear kind of thing. No boots, of course, because halfling. And that's Westloy.
All right. Wesloy, as you're kind of looking around this house, feeling the emptiness of the house, like deep into your core, like it makes you feel empty inside, kind of being here. You do know that there is something here that you would like to have
In the house?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he starts trashing the place.
All right, you're overturning furniture, and finally you remember behind your bed there's a secret little cubby spot, and you pull the bed away from the wall and sort of slide the secret panel up. And deep in this hole, covered in cobwebs, is a little pouch. And when you take it out and sort of like move the fabric back a little bit to check on it, there's a familiar glint of gold and sort of a slight ringing sound. And then you cover it back up again.
But something's missing, or was that the thing that was missing?
That was the thing.
Okay. All right. I guess he turns and leaves.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that the way that we were going to approach this is that like he kind of has like a faulty memory of what happened.
Right. Yeah, it's all.
But like there like he kind of knows that he wants this, and he knows that he wants to get back.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So now with the item in his possession, maybe he just tips over the oil lamp and lights the place up. And just walks off, 3 foot tall hero into the snow with the cabin burning behind him. I don't know.
No, I like that. That's a good image.
All
right. And then off he goes. We'll come back to you, Wesloy. All right. So we left Lucas and Stagger are on their way to the Temple of Lathander. Rocky and Roberta are in the Temple of Lathander. I think that we pick up with the two groups meeting and intersecting. Lucas and Troll, you step into the temple to find Rocky and Roberta standing and exchanging pleasantries in their own special way.
So the rock beats this. What is this?
The scissors, because you bash the
Scissors.
scissors with the rock.
Okay. You'll have to show me scissors. I don't think I've seen those before. Okay. And then the paper beats the rock?
The paper covers the rock.
It like envelops and like squeezes it to death?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, let's do it again. All right. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Ah.
Anyway, I didn't manage up catching any chewinga, but I'll get them eventually. You mark my
will.
word.
You will. I believe in you.
Oh, hey, Lydia but boy and Hart but taller.
Hello.
You know-
Hart?
You know my brother?
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah,
I
he's
know
the
Hart.
best.
Hart?
Hart's my best friend.
I thought.
Wow.
Hart's my best friend.
What?
What?
Yeah, all of you back off. He's my best friend.
And at that, you all are sort of interrupted by the arrival of a tottering figure kind of coming down the stairs. And none of you are going to recognize this fellow. He has appeared on the show before. This is a gnome wearing cold weather clothing so bulky that his arms can't fully meet his sides, and the hood of the parka itself actually has like little fluffy bear ears. So as he walks around, he kind of looks like a teddy bear, and he like walks in right as Stagger says, "Y'all back off. Hart's my best friend." And he goes, "Whoa, did I walk in on something?"
Well, aren't you just the most adorable little hunter bear?
Yes,
Come here.
I am.
He picks him up.
He runs up, puts his arms up so that you can pick him up, and he's like, I don't know why I did this. You're clearly very dangerous.
Look at you. You're adorable.
Whoa. Okay, now put me down.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And he kind of like brushes himself off a little bit, and he like puts his hand up in the air to kind of like offer to shake with each one of you. And he says, "Copper Knobberknacker, at your service."
Hi, I'm Roberta.
Roberta, nice to meet you.
Box of rocks, but my friends call me Rocky.
Yeah, Box of Rocks. You're the guy that's supposed to guide all these guys and make sure that they get back.
Yeah, get back.
And Lucas. Oh wow,
Lucas.
I've been meaning to meet you. It's Herb Boy.
I'm meeting you.
Sorry, that got me. And I'm meeting you. This is great. And like pleasantries are exchanged, and eventually he calms down enough to say, well, I'm sure you're all wondering why I brought you all here.
To do work for gold.
Hey, I know about that concept.
I knew I was
Right?
in trouble with this group. I knew it. Yes, exactly. For gold, and also for friendship. Because I've got a friend out there that I haven't heard from in a while, and I'm starting to get a little worried about him. So I packed him a lunch and also like a crate full of provisions. So I was hoping that you'd go out there and make sure that he's okay.
Sure.
You guys didn't hear anything good?
You shouldn't steal his friend's lunch.
I'm not stealing it. I'm inspecting it.
No, you're
Oh.
gonna steal it.
How do you know what I was going to do? Do you read minds? Get out of my head.
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
I know you're listening. He said.
Just shouting in his head. Da, 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 da.
Oh, Stag. Okay. He sort of like leads you guys outside to a sled that is sort of loaded down with a few crates. And just on top of the crate, tied down with some twine, is what's clearly like a little bento box with like a happy little sun on the front. And as you come to learn, both of them are followers of Lathander, and this fella that you are going to go check on, his name is Macretus. And he's actually working on a way to end the winter that has been plaguing Icewind Dale. He's doing some really important work up there, and like sometimes he forgets to eat. So I just want to make sure he's okay.
What's he look like?
Well, he's taller than I am. And he wears robes kind of like that, and he like points over at just like a priest who's like doing some rites of Lathander off in the corner, probably like blessing a newborn baby or something, and they just kind of go like, huh. And the robes are this golden color with a sash emblazoned with the symbol of Lathander, which is a road moving towards a rising sun.
Tall robes. Got it.
And he hands the map to you, Rocky. You kind of unfurl it. It looks like this is someplace a little bit north of Lonelywood, kind of off in sort of to the west of Kelvin's Cairn. It's a little bit off of your stomping grounds, but you're familiar enough with the area that you're pretty sure you could find it.
Okay, well, we have two options. We can go across the lake or we can go by land.
I prefer land.
What's the difference?
Stag is just staring at you like blankly.
Well, if we go across the lake, rowing a boat across might be problematic because the lake ice is over, and there's always the Knucklehead Trout that'll try to knock you off a boat.
Who would knock you off of a boat?
The Knucklehead Trout.
Oh. I've never met a knucklehead trout before.
Oh, they're
Okay.
about like yay big, and their heads are really bony, and they get you, and he softly punches Roberta in the shoulder, knock you
Well, that's
around,
not too bad.
but with a lot more force.
Oh, okay. Knucklehead trout.
But they taste great with a bit of tartar sauce.
Oh. Taste good.
Ooh, and some lemon and base. Ooh, I'm hungry. Pops a good berry in his mouth.
Bless. Okay. Copper Knobber Knocker. Make sure that you guys are all set to go. And he assures you that he will make sure that you guys get paid when you get back. And not only that, he's cut a deal with the priests of Lathander that they will give you free healing, basically for all the time that you spend here in Icewind Dale.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's kind of silly. I can heal myself, but yeah, the money's good.
Great. I'm glad I can pay you with money then, because otherwise this would be really hard for me to get you to do the thing that I need you to do. Okay, bye!
Oh, bye.
Bye-bye.
He was nice. I like that guy.
He sends you on your way. As you are traveling, Lucas, there's something ridiculously familiar about Roberta. Like, I don't know. She just looks very familiar, and like it's kind of eating at you. Not gonna lie.
Do they look like Bob?
Looks a lot like Bob, honestly. Ridiculous resemblance to Bob.
Huh. I keep this information to myself for now.
All right. Any conversations that happen on the first leg of your journey?
Troll probably explains why he's named Troll Stagger.
Mm-hmm. That, you know what? A better question would be, let's kind of go around this group of four and say, what is something that the group learns about you from traveling with you? So start with Stag, and you can explain why your name is Troll Stagger.
There's this big, troll-like creature, and he's coming at us, and I'm like, no. And then I headbutted him really hard, and he kind of fell backwards. And then we all ran. But because he staggered, it's Troll Stagger.
You earned a nickname.
No, that's just my name.
What was your name before you headbutted the troll?
You, or that one. That wasn't very specific.
So you didn't have a name before that?
I mean, you or that one. It's,
Oh.
You kind of get the idea that the society that Troll Stagger comes from, you don't have a name until you've lived long enough to do enough things to earn a name, because it's very likely that you will die before you get one.
And don't even get me started on Tenderheart.
What's
That his full name?
Yeah, my brother, Tenderheart. He's such a little sweetie.
Yeah.
He really is.
Y'all back off. Anyway, what did we learn about you guys?
Who wants to go next?
There's a bit of conversation about food, possibly, and then Rocky just ends it off with, yeah, after that, I'm not allowed to eat meat.
Why not?
But I don't know. It's been a while, and I get these cravings sometimes, and they're like really bad. So I just eat good berries instead, and it really helps.
But meat's so juicy and good.
Oh, don't remind me.
Good berries
some
are
meat.
also really good.
Take it or leave it.
Eat a cookie.
Good berries.
You have more cookies.
Yes.
What are those?
Give me.
Give me.
I
I like
a cookie
cookies.
to everybody.
Bless this mess of sweet beans and dumbasses. All right.
Amen.
Yeah. Roberta and Lucas, one of you two.
I introduce everybody to Snowball.
Oh yeah! God damn it, we've completely forgot.
I forgot
always-
to, so it's fine.
I always forget about animal companions. Please describe Snowball.
Snowball is a white wolf, probably about the same height as Lucas, unless Lucas is B-shaped into another white wolf. They like to run as a pair.
Friends. They're friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good, adorable little boy? Yes, you are. Come here, you little. I love you.
Snowball's
doing
here
that,
for all
Lucas.
of it.
Snowball loves you too, but reacts accordingly whenever you get like just a bit too intense. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, you're scary.
He is aggressively loving this dog.
Snowball doesn't know what he's getting into.
Will shyly pet Snowball when no one else is looking.
Oh, baby. Pronouns for Snowball. Is it he, him?
Mhm.
Okay, I thought so. Just making sure. And Roberta, what's something we learn about you on this trip?
Well, I've only actually been a person for about a month.
Oh?
Yeah.
What's a person?
Something that is not a simulacrum.
What's that?
Okay, follow-up question. What's a simulacrum?
It's a magical not person that's created by a really powerful like wizard.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Follow-up question. What's a wizard?
They do magic
Okay.
by studying.
Am I a wizard?
You're a
I don't
wizard,
know. Are
Eric.
you a wizard?
I do magic.
I do too, but I don't study. I have a patron who just gives it to me because they like me.
All right,
You're
final
so-
question. What's magic?
Okay, like this. And she'll cast Speak with Animals to talk to Snowball.
Oh, I can do that. Also cast Speak to Animals to talk to Snowball.
That's magic.
I'm pretty sure it's just something people can do.
No, not all people. Rocky, can you talk to animals with like
Yeah,
a spell?
speak with animals.
I also cast Speak with Animals.
Okay, the way that this goes down is that like the first person casts Speak with Animals, and then Snowball's like, hi, and then like the next person is like, hi, and then the next person, oh, hi, and then
Hello.
Lucas is like, oh my god, Lucas can talk.
I'm sure we've done this before.
Anyway, we're all barking at each other as we're traveling.
All right, so the five of you are standing in the middle of a snowfield, kind of like yipping and barking to each other. When Stag, Rocky, and Lucas, you all start to feel kind of a strange warmth from beneath you. The kind of warmth that you shouldn't necessarily be able to feel out in the middle of a snowfield. And just as you start to think that something might be going wrong, I'm going to cut to Westloy really quick. Westloy, you are just starting to crest over I say snow dune every time, a snowdrift. And you look down and you see that there are 4 people with a sled and a dog all barking at each other in the middle of a remoraz nest.
Okay, and Westloy knows that it's the nest.
Yes, because the snow around them is rapidly warming up as you
Okay.
see it begin to claw its way to the surface.
All right. Oh my God! What? They're not duregar. They're not.
They're not
Any-
duregar. Shoot. Well, actually, one of them has a remarkable resemblance to Lydia. In fact, you might even say it's her but boy.
Okay, and then another one kind of looks like Hart too, right?
Sure, in as much as he has the features
In as much
of
that he's the deer.
That's what I mean.
He has the
'cause
features
Hart's
of a
the
deer
only
from the
deer
waist
person
down.
I've ever met. So
exactly,
okay.
exactly. And I want to say that they look similar in the face as well.
Okay.
And if you can recognize, if you can recognize that Lucas looks like Lydia, you definitely could recognize that Stagger looks like Hart.
Okay, and I can't really remember who Lydia is really or Hart, but it's kind of like I know these guys. Why do I know these guys? They look familiar. Hi, mate! You're standing in a wrong spot!
Remoraz comes flying up out of the snow. Roll initiative!
Rocky just turns and goes, ruh-roh.
Because you're still speaking with animals. And as you guys are rolling initiative, I'll describe what a Remoraz looks like for those of us who don't know what a Remoraz is.
Yes, please.
An enormous insectoid, well, it's not an insect. By scientific definition, it's not an insect. A many-legged creature with many body segments, much longer than you are tall, comes bursting out of the snow. You can see its legs sort of clacking together. These enormous compound eyes are on a flat face with this big gaping jaw filled with the teeth of basically a centipede. There's these complex moving mouth parts sort of chittering together, these big long antennae coming off of its head, and probably most prestigious or most prominent is the chitinous sound of its back fins kind of unfurling as these ribbed sort of fan-like fins like pop out on either side of its neck, looking a lot like a cobra. And all down its back you can see these bright orange sort of globules that are inset into its body, and there is a very like clear and prominent feeling of warmth coming off of this creature, and it shrieks at you like let's get some initiative. Stag?
16.
Rocky?
15.
Westloy?
13.
Lucas?
10.
And Roberta?
17.
Alrighty. I will sort this. Sort range, where are you? There you are. Z to A. Thank you. Roberta, you would be at the top of the round, but you have been surprised by the Remoraz. I apologize for that. Stag, you are at the top of the round, right under Roberta, and you are not surprised by the Remoraz. What do you do?
Boy, oh boy, am I going to do something that's going to have no effect. But you know what? He's Troll Stagger, and all of his spells are fire-based.
Oh no! Quack!
Anyway, I'm going to sick my Wildfire Spirit on him. So action to summon Wildfire Spirit. Which, if it did appear within 10 feet of the Remoraz, would have to make a dex save or take 2d6 fire damage. I don't, it's not going to do anything, but it's summoned, which is a good thing because I'm also going to use my bonus action to summon my healing spirit. So what he does is what does he do? He just like stands like an anime hero, and next to him appear two different deer. One is a flaming deer with a royal majestic, I guess, mane, kind of, since that's just what would look cool. It's got this like giant set of antlers, and it runs into the Remoraz and like explodes in a fiery blaze and just stands there as the Remoraz doesn't really react to the fire. Right. The other one is a lean doe who stands next to you. And if you start your turn next to it or it moves into your space, you can get a D6 plus a D8 of healing from it. So just keep that in mind.
Alrighty.
And that's my action and bonus action.
Cool. Next is Rocky with Wesloy on deck.
Can I make a knowledge check? Nature.
Absolutely.
Mostly, can we take this thing on or should we run? 19.
19. This is a Remoraz. You know that frost giants tend to hunt these things and raid their nest for their eggs on account of the fact that it's good eating. That's easy enough for frost giants. However, you also know that Remoraz have immunities to cold and fire. This thing looks pretty big. This thing looks pretty tough. You probably could take it, but you have to make the adjustments for its immunities.
Do I also know about the ability where if you attack it, you also get damage if it's melee based?
Yes.
I don't.
Well,
Guess who's going to earn the name Remoraz Stagger?
bonus action. If we're all looking to fight this thing, Rocky wild shapes into a brown bear.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to, oh god, I need to pull up the stats real quick.
The danger of being a druid.
Danger of being a druid. He's gonna wander up to it and do a multi-attack because he's an idiot.
He's gonna bumble.
He's gonna bumble. Roll critical. First one is a 9 is not gonna hit. Oh wait, no. Uh-oh. We lost Tyler.
Sorry about that. My computer's having a time.
8, 9, 10. No, an 11 will not hit. Will a... I'm just having a time as a bear. 8.
8. Oh,
That's
man.
fine.
Was that 3 attacks or 2?
2 attacks.
2 attacks. All right. So it's 2 attacks with the brown bear on multi-attack. All right. Anything else for you, my friend?
Oh, it's 1 bite, 1 claw. Well, whatever. No, that's it. I'm gonna be here having a ball.
Okay. Yes. All right. Wesloy, it's your turn with Lucas on deck.
All right. Yeah, from nowhere. Flip. Sling bullet. Fodder. 22.
22 will hit it.
Awesome. And 8 damage, and one of them is standing there, correct?
Yes. There is a bear right next to it.
Excellent. So then I'll hit it with 15 more points for sneak attack damage.
Nice.
And then I'll make like a bosun's whistle,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll say, "Get 'em, boys!" And ghostly like pirate zombie arms and hands come up and grab at the Ramirez.
Yo
For
ho.
yo ho for like 6 points of necrotic damage.
Nice. Very good. So this Remoraz is kind of gloating, like just sort of like roaring down at these guys, just sort of all like, yay, tasty snacks, right in my lap. And then suddenly a sling just right into its eye and it goes, and likewise there is also, bursting from below, these terrifying zombie pirate sailors that grab at its multitudinous legs and start pulling and yanking on them. Lucas, it is your turn. with the Remoraz on deck.
Can I get the Remoraz in a 20-foot cube without getting anybody else in there?
Yeah, I'd say so. You could probably maneuver that.
Okay, well, Lucas's eyes like haze over green, and I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Ooh.
So it has to make a dex save of 14.
Okay. Oh. Button. Hit button. Oh, button doesn't want to hit. Okay. You're going to play tough with me? I should have. Oh, it's down there. Duh. Okay, all I needed to do was scroll down. There's like 5 dexterity saves here. But a 3 is not going to make it.
Okay, so everybody has advantage attacking it now. And I'm going to shoot it with. Wait, nope, that's an action. I'm not going to do anything else.
All right, everybody has advantage attacking the Remoraz now.
Nice.
All right, it is the Remoraz's turn with Roberta on deck. The Remoraz is going to try and bite the one person it thinks that it can get, which is the surprise person. Does a 20 hit you, Roberta?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 33 piercing damage.
Okay, so as a reaction, I'm going to use Tomb of Levistus. Yeah, so I don't die.
It's a good warlock reaction.
Yeah, so I entomb myself in ice, which will melt away at the end of my next turn. I gain 60 temporary hit points.
Nice. All right. Yeah.
And I am covered in ice.
That you are. You are also grappled as
Cool.
basically it darts down towards you and gloms on, grabs you up, and as it pulls away, it just has a big, huge chunk of ice in its mouth, and it's kind of like moving its head curiously, like, oh, I thought I grabbed I thought I grabbed a snack. Why is there ice in my mouth? All right, and then Roberta, it would be your turn.
I don't think so. Given what happened last time I was on either, I just don't think I'm going to be in combat at all. Like, at all. I have so many fucking cool things. I'm sitting here. I'm like, okay, and my bonus action and this and oh no, never mind. I won't act at all.
I feel so bad.
That's cool. So I'm in a big block of ice. I am incapacitated until the end of my turn. My turn ends, and I'm in its mouth.
All right.
That's my turn.
Stag, it's your turn with Rocky on deck.
All right. Looks like I have to do this old-fashioned way. He's gonna cast Primal Savagery, and his teeth get long and vicious, and his nails just grow out. So he's going to attack with Primal Savagery, but also as a bonus action, his Healing Spirit's just going to like run up the Ramirez up to where Roberta is and just kind of hang out next to you. So if you get hurt, you can get some healing at the start of your next turn.
Oh my goodness. The spirit actually like just sort of like very gracefully, this doe bounds up the body of the Ramirez and like just stands on top of its head.
Nice. How's a 23 to hit?
23 definitely hits. Fuck him up, Stag.
For what's that? 13 acid damage.
Nice.
I know something other than fire. He just runs at its belly and just starts ripping into it.
All right. As you do so, you're also going to take 8 fire damage.
That's fine.
As its heated body harms you.
I don't have any resistance to fire. 8.
Which seems silly for a wildfire druid.
Does seem silly for a wildfire druid. You know what? I just craved the flame.
Amazing. All right. Rocky, it's your turn with Wesley on deck.
Muted, my friend.
Rocky rages.
Oh.
To those of you around, there is a sickening and horrifying crack as the brown bear stands up on its haunches. A hand basically shoots out of its mouth and begins to pry its way out.
What?
As
Sorry,
still
go
using
on.
the stats of a brown bear, but
No,
there
continue. This is
a-
terrifying.
much like Stag, an anthropomorphic deer with fangs and like these bloodied antlers.
Same hat.
Yeah. Fun fact about Yeti, you eat a lot of humans. But yeah, I'm going to bite and claw at it. Oh, I'm a Path of the Beast Barbarian, and I'm choosing a bite, so the fangs extend even longer. First up
Terrifying.
is a claw.
Okay.
I'm doing this recklessly.
You don't have to. You already have advantage
I
because
have
of fairy
advantage.
fire. Yep.
So that's 1. That's 2. 20. Oh shit. Claw is +6, 25 to hit.
25 is definitely gonna hit.
And then 2d6 +6, baby. 14
Okay.
points of slashing damage.
All right.
I take some fire damage.
Yes, you do. Sorry. Worst with these things. Okay, 13 fire damage.
Oh my god.
They big and scaly.
Yeah, fun. I don't like this. Sorry, I just need to double check something. Okay. Next is a claw. 19, 21, 27 to hit.
Yes. Yes, it hits.
And then 1d8 +6. 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
I take some more fire damage.
Yes, you do. Thank you for reminding me. 11.
I'm in the sweet spot. Yes.
All right. Anything else for you?
That's it.
Okay. Now it is Wesloy's turn with Lucas on deck.
Again, whip and sling stone for starters.
At advantage.
Thank goodness, because I rolled a 2. Let's try that again. The stupid dice roller. There we go. That's better. 27.
Yes. Yes, it hits.
Okay. For 7. And then the sneaky attack damage. For 11. And I might as well use another Whales from the Grave, so those zombie arms are still tugging and twisting at centipede-like legs. So that's another 2d6 necrotic. Ooh, for 12. 12 necrotic.
Nice.
And Westloy's yelling, "Ya daft gits! Don't fight near it! You shoot it! You shoot it!"
Eldritch Abomination Screech.
I know. But he's blown away because he just saw this. I mean, there's so
Stagger
much-
spends a free action trying to think of what does shooting it mean.
Exactly. That's it for me.
Okay. Lucas, it's your turn with the Remoraz on deck.
Hearing that, Lucas is gonna pull out his longbow. Shoot it. Oh, oh my god, 2 natural 20s.
Oh!
Ow! Oh yeah.
That's fun.
Lucas!
Okay. I wish I had hunters marked it. It's fine. That would have been concentration. So 4 plus 6, so 10 damage.
Nice. All right. Did you double your damage dice?
Yes.
Okay.
I rolled a 2.
Okay, just checking. All right. Anything else for you?
Seeing the fire damage, I do not want Snowball to attack. So no.
All right.
Do not let good Snowball get hurt.
Doesn't
The
have many hit
Remoraz.
points.
The Remoraz has a chunk of ice in its mouth, and it just took a lot more damage than it was expecting to. It was expecting an easy snack. It's going to huck up that ice tomb into the snow, and then turn around and run away.
Attack of opportunity.
Attack is opportunity.
It disengages.
Ah,
Sentinel.
It starts digging back into the snow. I'm going to say that Roberta gets at least one pot shot on this before it gets away.
Eldritch Blast.
Warlock, do the thing.
Warlock, do the thing. Warlock, do the thing.
Got advantage.
A 1 and a natural 20.
Wowzers.
Amazing.
Amazing. All right, so the lead time +4. Because I have agonizing blast. Because of course I do. I'm a fucking warlock. All right, that is 11 points of damage.
Already?
Force damage.
Force damage, which actually hurts him. What does this look like? This is the first time we've seen Roberta cast an offensive spell.
Yeah, I know.
Ever.
Ever. It's a literal fucking snowball. She throws a snowball. Because of course she throws a fucking
Yes,
snowball.
yes, thank you so much.
The wolf or
ice-
the physical object?
Uh-huh.
Bort?
The wolf or the physical object?
The ice tomb cracks and shatters, with Roberta kind of standing in a ready pitcher's stance. She fucking chucks this snowball at it. I imagine she holds her hat on too as she does so.
Just in case.
Yep, and she chucks the snowball at it, and it rolls down its back, kind of bouncing along all of the glowing spines on its back, and you hear it go, and it burrows deeper and deeper into the ground until finally the earth is still, and you can no longer feel that warmth.
And stay out.
Troll's healing spirit's gonna trot over to Box of Rocks and give you some healing before it comes back to me, and he nuzzles up all cuddly on it and gets some healing himself. So that's a D6 and a D8 for you, Box of Rocks.
Cool. I took no damage that fight.
Okay, well,
Thank you though. The bear
thought you
form
did.
gets the bear form gets healing.
and I took some damage. So, did anybody else take any damage?
Just Roberta.
But
Did
I
Roberta
did
take
because
damage?
it was the
'Cause
10
it was
hit
the
points.
tomb that took it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All right. Well, I heal myself.
Can I make a perception check for some eggs?
Sure. Yes. Yes, you can. You can either make a
Delicious
perception,
babies.
Survival, nature. I'm willing to accept any of those.
22.
Nice. Yes, you find its eggs, sort of buried under the snow.
Still in this hulking form, Rocky scoops a hand down to grab an egg, punches into it, and just Rocky breakfast.
This terrifying creature slopping egg goop into its mouth.
Is that any good?
We all are also still speaking with animals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can communicate with you as a bear.
Snowball is like, holy shit, did you guys see that? Oh my god. That was really scary.
It was kind
It's
of
okay.
intense.
You're going to be okay because you're such a good boy.
I give Snowball some scritches.
I'm a good boy.
Of course you're a good boy.
I'm a good boy.
You're the best boy.
Ah!
This is amazing.
That's news.
Wesley is looking at you all bark and yip at each other like, holy shit, what am I gotten into?
An egg is lowered down by Wesley.
It's like, well, we could turn that into a really decent omelet and souffle it up, if we had a fire.
What's an omelet?
Oh, you've never had an omelet?
You need
I
fire.
haven't had a lot of things.
Create bonfire.
Well, let's
What's
not.
a crepe?
Tell me
Let's
more
not-
about this omelet.
We take those other ones and we'll make some omelet up later. When we wait a minute, and he reaches into a bag and he pulls out a plate of omelet, and it's got like cheese and onion and shrooms. It's done up with a little sprig on the side, and he just hands it to you, the little fork.
Is this
Where
your
did
magic
you-
item?
This is my magic item, the bag of bounty.
Thank you.
Do you have more?
Yeah. He reaches in and pulls out another plate.
This is some of the best food I've had since I had to eat food.
And he'll hand out plates of omelet and he'll watch you all eat like, yes, kind of thing. But he doesn't eat himself.
We should probably move away from the Remoraz nest.
And
Oh.
Westloy's
Okay.
like,
Stuffing his face like, yeah, sure, let's go.
This is
Is
the most
Rocky-
protein I've had in a long time.
Is Rocky still a terrifying monster while he's saying this?
No, he can't, because once he does not take any damage, he reverts back, because that's how the rage
Gotcha.
works.
Okay, but did you turn back into a bear?
Yes.
So now you're a bear just speaking as Rocky.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I just need my mental image, to be clear and concise and
Are
work.
you
A bear, a
always
deer,
a bear?
a snowman.
A bear, a deer, a bean, a ghost, and a snowman. Walk into a bar.
Well, some of the girls in town say if I was a little bit bigger and tubbier, I could be considered a bear.
But you look like a bear.
Yeah.
Like the animal.
Oh yeah, this is a recent thing.
Oh. So are you human and you use magic to become a bear?
Revson says something like that, yeah. She's the one who
Okay.
taught me how to do this stuff.
Wow, that's cool.
I imagine you guys are walking and talking away from the
Yes,
Remoraz nest.
yeah, we are.
Eating
Eating,
omelets.
walking, talking, the whole shebang.
For some
with
reason, I
our-
get really angry around fire. Like, it's up to you to prevent forest fires.
with
Troll
that-
like with some fire in his hand.
And with that, our group, omelets in hand, everybody united at last. I think that's the best time for us to go on break. We can't hear you.
You're muted.
We're gonna go on break. We're gonna try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go nowhere unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon.
Hey!
What?
I
No!
got you in the ring for 3 minutes. Or wait, for the next
Late
hour and a
time.
half. It's playtime.
I hate this. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Rime of the Frostmaiden. It has been a time. This is a fun group. We are just going at it, y'all. When we last left off, there was a Remoraz that nearly ate your snowbean, your warlock. She's fine. She got better. And we are continuing our adventure to go and provide provisions for Copper Knobberknocker's very good friend, Macretus. You have somehow managed to gain a party member rather than lose one during that fight. So honestly, net gain. Good job. You continue. As you move along, you spend about a few days traveling to this place. Westloy, as these folks are traveling with you, what is one thing that they learn about him?
He doesn't eat, and as far as you know, he doesn't sleep. He just gets like really, instead of the kind of cheery halfling that he normally is, like constantly doling out food and whatnot, he gets really kind of like dark and glooming and kind of sits by himself for like 4 hours at a time and mutters to no one. Oh, and yeah, he at times just yells at nobody that's there. But you've seen the ghostly apparitions around at times, so
Roberto sidles up to him. I know your secret.
Right. I wish I did. I just woke up a couple days ago. What's
You're
my secret?
a simulacrum.
Oh. All right. What's a simulacrum?
It's a person that's not really a person, but is a person now because they were made a person by magic.
No, I pretty much remember that there was a dragon or something, and then the water was really cold. And I don't know why, but I think that guy used to be my boyfriend. And he points at Lucas. I don't know. It's just weird.
Have you asked him?
No, I figured if that was so, he might have said, "Oh, darling, I'm glad you're not a frozen popsicle drowned at the bottom of the ocean," and given me a hug or something. But that didn't happen, so I assume that's not right.
Well,
Like-
maybe when the magic brought you back as a simulacrum, maybe the magic also made him forget. So you should ask him.
Well, maybe I will. And that other one, he looks damn familiar too, but because I've never seen no one that's got deer legs for legs, but he looks damn familiar too.
Have you met his brother, Hart?
Wait a minute. Was he all like starry and weird?
Yeah. He's my best friend.
Oh, well, pleasure to meet you.
Wonderful interaction. You all travel for a little bit longer until finally you start nearing what seems to be a newly opened fissure in the ground. Rocky, this definitely wasn't here before. It seems as though the earth has kind of split a little bit, and like something of a sinkhole, honestly, and an enormous ravine has formed in this area where there wasn't one before.
Well, that's weird. This wasn't here before. Well, hold on. Nope, I had the map right side up the first time. Yeah, this is new.
The big crack in the middle? It's new? Oh.
I've been up this way a couple of times, and I've never seen it here.
Yep. and you can like sort of get closer to the edge and look down. It is a very long way down. You can see that there is a lot of snow and fallen trees, debris and detritus that are at the bottom of this enormous canyon. It seems pretty clear that like there was a very violent natural occurrence here at some point. However, if you just sort of follow this canyon north from here, you should get to the place that you're headed to. Hey everybody. Looks like we're having a little bit of trouble with the internet. The West Coast is having a real bad heat wave right now, and Steven had to deal with that. So everybody stay safe out there. When we left off, you guys had found a ravine and were starting to trail along it. I believe that Rocky made a survival check to see if your destination is possibly at the bottom of this ravine now.
Yes, I'm making it now. 13.
How far across is the ravine?
How far across is it?
Yeah.
I'd say about 60 to 90 feet, depending on where you're standing.
And how far down does it look?
Give or take 120 feet.
Well,
Sorry,
I can float.
What was your roll, Rocky?
13.
13. It's gonna be close. You can't be sure. You don't want to say that it is going to be at the bottom of the ravine until you get a chance to look at the place where it's supposed to be.
We can keep on going that way until the fault line gets a little bit smaller, then hop across. On the other side, walk back around and make sure that it's still top side. If not, then it's bottom.
I guess just go across and look.
You could do that.
Yeah, watch. And she hovers about 2 feet off the ground.
She just literally like Mary Poppins, just.
Yep.
Do you need to like push you across or?
No, I'm good. So what am I looking for?
I blanked when the little guy was describing where we're supposed to look.
I was really hoping one of you were paying attention. I heard take supplies and get money.
One of you said something about a guy in a robes or something.
Yes. Looks at notes. Tall robes. And that's the only thing that's written on his piece of paper.
Robes of Lythander.
So we might be looking for some sort of temple.
Okay. I'll look for a temple. So I'm
All
going
right.
across or to
See.
the bottom?
Go across first. If you go to the
Okay.
bottom, we might lose you. It's like 100 feet down.
That's okay. I can do this for 10 minutes and then I can do it again like 4 more times.
All right, good luck. Have fun.
Wash your hands.
Okay, bye.
Stay safe.
We will hover across and look for a temple
All right.
as she writes down her directions. Go across. Look for a temple.
Whilst you're still levitating across the
Yes.
canyon, how high do you go?
Over?
Yeah.
Not very. She'll probably just sort of like float up maybe 5 feet off of the ground and then sort of hover over the canyon itself and then keep a lookout for where to land.
All right. You get to the other side of the canyon. It looks fairly similar to the first side of the canyon. And just sort of looking around, I'll say that actually this side of the canyon is a little bit higher than the other one. On the count of like whenever you have like an earthquake or something, typically like the fault line kind of like they like slide and like buckle and like one side will wind up higher than the other. So you kind of have to go a little bit higher in order to do so. And looking around, trying to find something that looks like a temple, you don't find anything that looks like that. But there is just this kind of like ramshackle cabin, like something made out of wood that's further up on the side that the other guys are on. They can't quite see it from where they're at, but like from up here, you have a pretty good view of it.
Okay, she'll fly back across. There's no temple, but hey, look over there. It's on this side. There's kind of like a cabin thingy, like a
Oh.
small house.
Yeah.
Not small like my house, but like a small house. Come on, let's go. I'll show you.
Then away we should go.
You head in that direction. And sure enough, what comes into view, just kind of barely, almost dangling off of the edge of this ravine, is a cabin sort of up on stilts. Perched on the edge of the snowy ridge above the gorge is a black lodge on wooden stilts. Whatever path might have led to this ramshackle retreat lies buried under snow. Icy steps climb to a snow-covered walkway that clings to the south side of the structure. The building's slumped posture and sagging snow-covered roof, coupled with the broken windows and loose flapping shutters, suggest utter abandonment. Large snowdrifts huddle around the rotting stilts and engulf a nearby woodshed and outhouse. Only the wind visits this sinister place.
Hello, we're here to do delivery.
Does it look like anyone's home?
I had to check.
I mean, we didn't even knock on the door. In my experience, that's how you tell if someone's home.
Okay. Well, I mean, is there like any smoke coming out of the chimney or anything?
There is not.
Wesley starts to stealth off to check it out.
Okay. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are we missing someone? No, Snowball's right there.
Stealth
And I'm right
roll,
here.
or-
So
Yeah, go ahead and do a stealth roll.
24.
You are hidden from everyone here.
Do I have to athletics check or anything to get to the place because of the ice and whatnot, or is it just
Nope,
something I
not
can get to?
It's just something you can get to. Like you wind up sort of stealthing in between the woodshed and the outhouse, both of which are half buried in the snow. You look to your right, you see the woodshed with all of this stacked firewood, and to your left, you see the good old outdoor water closet with a little moon carved into the door. And ahead of you is the cabin, kind of like towering about 10 feet above you before like the actual foundation of the house is there. You could entirely just walk underneath it.
Okay. Is there a hatch or anything underneath?
There is a ladder that kind of leads up to what looks like a fairly rickety walkway. But aside from that, there appears to be 2 entrances along this walkway to get into the house.
Okay. I'll shimmy up and as best I can and try to peek in a window.
Okay. You find a window and sort of peer in. What you see is a sort of dilapidated looking interior. There's just frost covering every surface. In fact, it reminds you a lot of your house before you set it ablaze and left. It looks like an abandoned workshop of some sort. There are smith's tools, tinker tools, a bookcase against the north wall. It just looks like somebody was working on something here.
But is the snow up so like the doors haven't been opened in a long time? Excuse me.
Well, the snow isn't necessarily high enough to cover these doors.
Okay.
It appears that this building was actually constructed with that in mind. The idea that like the stilts are there to basically keep them up and out of the snow.
All right. I'll be like, give a little whistle and a wave, like, and then
Yep.
a shrug.
As you
how
guys
did he
are-
get up there?
Yeah, as you
There you
guys
are.
Westloy.
contemplating where Wesloy is, a shrub on the side of the house comes to life, and it appears that he is there.
That does not look safe.
Do we come to you, or are you coming to us?
Yeah, as you
Or
say
you-
that, Stag, like a floorboard falls off of the walkway and goes down into the cavern.
Oh god.
It doesn't appear to be anybody here.
Does it look like that's the place that we described to you that we were looking for?
No, there's no one who's tall and they're wearing robes. That's it. That's all you told me.
I can't blame you there.
And
This isn't it.
Well, Rocky's gonna gingerly approach.
I was gonna say, just seems to be a bunch of tools.
All right, Rocky, you make your way up to the cabin, between the outhouse and the woodshed.
I mean, I follow as well.
All right.
Georgia shall have her. Mm.
I'm going to check the woodshed.
Okay.
Looking for a tall man with robes.
Sure.
That's
I imagine Stag just starts pulling down logs and like trying to like climb up into it and sort of look behind them.
hello, Macretus.
You dislodge a small family of squirrels and they chitter at you.
I just stare them down like, this is my town now.
Like a raccoon comes out and like arches its back and like hisses.
Stag has an encounter with several small woodland animals and probably casts Speak with Animals on himself again, so he can get into an argument.
Okay.
Uh,
Hey, what are you doing? This is my house.
Your house is in my way.
You're the one that's in my way. Ah, you think you're tough just because you got opposable thumbs? Well, look at these, tough guy. It's the raccoon, you know.
Yes,
got,
of
like,
course.
Those little hands.
I imagine they probably argue for a good amount of time before Stag finally realizes, oh, wait, they're here. And if I'm looking for a person, then maybe they know about a person. And he says this out loud.
All right, you interrogate the wildlife.
Yes.
Okay. Well, give me a check of some sort. I don't know. What can you justify?
There's nothing that I'm good at. How about
Intimidation?
yeah, sure. I can try and intimidate these guys.
All right. You tell me where the hunter is, or I'll.
Tell me where the hunter is, or so help me, I'll burn your house down.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, sure. That's a nat 20 for 24.
Oh my god. No, please, I have a wife and kids.
They're going to be fatherless soon. Tell me what I want to know.
He lets you know that he used to eat the garbage of this guy for a while. And Tyler has frozen. I think he can't hear me anymore. He might be disconnecting.
Don't worry about it. I can hear you. Can you hear?
Oh. Sorry.
Hello. Don't
That
mind.
was-
I edited a lot of things on my computer to try and make it not flicker, and that has made everything worse.
We often meet our fate on the path we choose to avoid it. Okay. He says that he used to rummage through the garbage of this guy, but
Is he tall?
Yeah, I guess.
Did he wear robes?
I don't know what robes are.
I don't have a person to point at.
He lets you know that there used to be two people who lived here, but the short one left a long time ago. And now things have been quiet long enough, and there hasn't been much garbage. But they were able to move into the woodshed, and that's been nice.
What happened with the big hole in the ground over there?
There's a hole. One day there was like a big noise, and then there was a whole.
When? How long ago?
God, I don't know. What's a raccoon's like perception of
Can
time?
Day
raccoons
and night
perceive
cycle.
time?
Yes, sun and
How
moon
many
cycle.
moons ago?
It like holds up like one of its raccoon paws, and then another one of its raccoon paws, and then like a third one of its raccoon paws.
That's a lot of
You know,
moons.
One of the hind ones. Yeah,
Uh,
like at least like 4 or 5 of these.
all right. And so short hunter left a long time ago, and tall hunter, what happened to them?
Well, there was a big flash, and then we didn't hear anything from it anymore.
What type of flash? Like this flash, and he creates fire?
Ah!
Yeah, tell me about the flash.
That not
Carry
like
on.
that. No.
All right. Well, thank you. And stay out of trouble. Only you can prevent forest fires. And he
Stay in
snuffs
school.
out the fire.
I don't know what any of that means.
Me neither, but I heard some cool guy say it one time. It was Rocky. Rocky said it like literally 10 minutes ago.
I'm dying. Okay.
Anyway, he lets them go on their merry way and closes the wood shack door.
Okay. What is everybody else doing?
Rocky's looking around for evidence of people living here inside the house.
Inside the
Roberta.
okay.
Offers
There are-
up to the window.
There are 2 different doors. There's the first door that's next to the window that Wesloy looked through. And then there's the other door that is very close to the edge of the canyon.
I'm gonna go to the main house. That looks unstable.
I can go look.
You go in through the first door? Okay.
To Roberta, you know, be careful.
Okay.
I'm responsible for all of you.
She'll float around to the other door.
Okay. Let's do Roberta first. Roberta, you float over those sketchy looking floorboards. You see a gap that looks like you would have to jump to get over, but you float easily over that. And you're able to open up the door and kind of peer in. Do you remain floating through this house? Or do you touch down?
Yeah, I'm gonna float just because this doesn't
Alright.
look very stable.
You float into the main room. And first thing that you notice is that the room contains the lingering smells of burnt wood and flesh. You also catch the faint odor of wine. I don't think Roberta necessarily has an idea of what wine is quite yet, but you smell something, and you will later find that it is wine. Snow has fallen through holes in the roof, then been pushed into corners by stiff winds blowing through broken windows. The walls and furniture are scorched black, including a table with the charred remains of a book on it. Next to the table, on the floor, amid several broken wine bottles, is a mostly incinerated skeleton.
Oh no. Does the skeleton have robes on?
Yeah. Yeah, it do.
Oh no. I think I found Macretus. He's dead.
What?
I'm gonna cut back to you, Rocky. You went in through the other door.
Mhm.
You walk in and kind of look around. You see the same thing that Wesloy saw earlier. And you find that there are a bunch of like tinker tools on the desk. This place looks like it's been abandoned for a very long time. But you also find something kind of strange and kind of interesting. It looks like an enormous lump of coal, and through which a metal rod has been thrust. And then attached to that rod is a ring of steel kind of inscribed with arcane-looking runes. And then attached to that ring on like sort of an axis to it is another ring with the same kind of runes. If anybody's familiar with what like a gyroscope looks like, it's kind of similar to that.
Hey, anybody like an academic here?
That depends. From outside.
You know anything about a lump of coal with like a rod through it and 2 rings?
Do I know? No, I don't. Yeah, sounds really familiar.
Rocky's gonna hit the lump of coal with a fist, like knocking on it.
All right. Just before you do that, Wesloy, something's been kind of eating at you since you got here. And you haven't really been able to put your finger on it until now. But it suddenly occurs to you, you haven't heard like the ocean in a while. You haven't heard the creaking of the ship. You haven't heard a distant shanty from your mateys either. You feel really and utterly alone, which is abnormal for you. Typically they're hanging out with you. And you kind of look off into the distance and you realize that you see your entire crew just kind of standing at a distance from this cabin as though they have been barred entry. And just as you might be thinking about saying something about that, Rocky's fist comes down on this gyroscope and it begins to whir. The rings begin to spin, and the lump of coal inside begins to glow. And Rocky, Rocky, you say, "Ah, neat!" And then there's a poof, and there is a bright light that just engulfs the entirety of the cabin. Absolutely everybody, I need you to make me Constitution saving throws.
Oh, bright light.
Steer into it quick.
Oof. Ooh, Roberta, not good. Ooh, Wesley, not good.
Can I see any of my friends from where I'm at, like through the window?
Sure. I want to say that like you're looking down at this corpse and you're looking up just like about to say something about finding the corpse. When you like see like where was Lucas at this moment?
I think I was just looking in the opposite direction, keeping my eye out for stuff.
Yeah.
being the responsible one.
Stagger is like, walking away from the wood
the wood shack.
Yeah, the wood shed. Like you can see Wesloy kind of looking at something off in the distance, and Lucas is, just sort of like, I don't know, watching a butterfly go by.
If I can see, so I have a hobby gobby thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Saving Face. If I miss with an attack or I fail a check or a saving throw, I can gain a bonus equal to the number of allies that I can see.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say that you can see Lucas, Wesloy, and Stag.
Okay, so it was an 8, but now it's 11.
Okay,
which is a little bit better, but not much.
What did everybody roll?
13.
So I want to do the same thing she did, kind of, but go ahead,
Okay.
Get everybody else real quick.
Yeah, everybody who has a
20.
definitive. Sorry, everybody who has a definitive answer, give it to me.
19.
20.
$19, $20. Okay, those are both successes.
Stag got a 13.
Okay, Wesloy, what were you gonna say?
I'd like to use my trait from being the race I am now, and when you make a check, when you make an ability check that uses a skill. Oh, it's a skill. Okay, nope. I'm fudged. 10.
Okay,
You tried.
I tried.
anybody who got a 17 or more succeeded. And you will only take half of 102 radiant damage.
That's a lot of damage.
I'm dead.
I'm unconscious.
I know I'm straight up dead. Because that's
Can't you
more.
use your reaction for Tomb of Levistus? Because it's
I already did.
You
Uh,
had a few days of rest.
Has it been several days?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
It has been
then
several
I
days.
could do that.
Does
Okay.
absorb elements work on radiant? I don't think it
No.
does.
I want you all to remember the talk that we had at the beginning of this game.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, so I can absorb 60 of that. How much was it again?
102.
Okay. So 60 of that. Okay, let me do math.
So close. I had 50 hit points. I took 51 damage.
I too have 50 hit points.
So close.
Boy, it would be great if I passed because I
Two.
have Revivify.
Yeah. Everything's fine.
Okay,
Funny
I'm
that.
at 9.
I snowball.
Must be nice. Is there any other bullshit I can pull out here?
Okay, what is everybody else at?
18.
All right, Lucas down, Stag down.
I mean, that straight out kills me, right? I only have 50 HP.
Just hold with me. Hold on.
Rocky's the bear, but I'll be the bear too.
Wesloy, how you?
How
you doing?
I'm going through all the crazy traits and stuff that I have. Yeah, it
Leslie
looks.
survives, I think.
It was exactly
Okay.
all of my hit points, and then again.
All right.
Let's pause real quick. Stream is having some conniptions.
Okay.
You weren't supposed to hit the stream with the damage, Wings. Come on.
Yeah, it was so much
Everything
it overflowed.
exploded.
I would cast Mending on it again, but I am unconscious.
Okay, so what I'm looking at here is Lucas, Stag, and Wesloy down. Yes?
Honestly, not that bad, considering. I count this as a win.
And then we have Rocky and Roberta up. Okay.
And he was just singing your praises, Rocky, and you
How
kill
does-
him.
How does Stream look? Cries, ya sweater of tears.
Guys, you sweat our tears and you kill him.
How's Snowball?
Stream looks good.
Oh no.
Snowball was sniffing around in
Snowball.
the woods.
Okay.
Okay.
There's like we cut to the outside of the cabin and there's a boom. And then we see Snowball's head go up and then like, huh?
Oh, also, how's the family of raccoons and squirrels?
Were they far enough away?
No.
Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
No. And there goes that secret Humblewood campaign. Damn.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
Jeezy Pete. Ow.
Yeah, Rocky, you suddenly come to, and like your ears are ringing, and like all you can see is white, and slowly that white begins to grow kind of fuzzy and gray, and then it narrows into the wood beams of the ceiling of a building.
Grandpa?
Likewise, Roberta, you saw that light, but like it seemed to be that the wall between you and the explosion was enough for you to like basically keep a cohesive form. I want to say that you came to a lot quicker than Rocky, so like probably like floating back out to come and check on him. Like so, Rocky, you're looking at wooden beams, and you look up and you see a very dizzy-looking Roberta.
You're really hurt.
For a moment there, I thought I saw Grandma.
Your grandma's a hobgoblin?
No, it was just all white.
Your grandma's white?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Oh. We should get up.
Oh.
I think everybody else is ashes.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, not again. Not again.
What do you mean
Again?
not again? Is that in character or out of character?
My rating as a guide is gonna go down.
Baby!
I am
The
not
two of
getting 5 stores on this Uber ride.
At least you have your priorities straight.
The two of you look out the door to go and find your friends. They are nowhere to be found, but there are shadows, like kind of down in the snow where Stag was. There is a shadow of what looked like him on the ground. Just sort of like a silhouette sort of burned into the ground, as well as where Wesloy and Lucas were.
All
They
right,
were all
listen.
snow. They turned back into snow.
You know what? That's what I'm gonna choose to believe to keep my rating.
What do we do? The person we were bringing the stuff to, they're a skeleton. I don't know if they're still skeleton. They might also be snow now.
This is literally the worst 2 you could have left.
Yep. And as the two of you are trying to figure out what to do, we will cut to the other place. Lucas, you can hear a ringing in your ears. All you can see is black, and then a grayness and a fuzziness start to creep into your vision. And then you are looking up at the rafters of the roof of the outside of the cabin. And you kind of sit up and look around. You can see Stag starting to sit up out of the snow. And Wesloy is likewise kind of starting to maneuver inside of his ghillie suit. You look around and trying to find Rocky and Roberta, and you peer into the workshop, and the two of them are sort of like looking at each other and talking in a very worried fashion.
I try to wave them down, like,
They do
or
not
like
react to you.
knock on the door.
Yeah, they do not react.
I look around at the other two. Uh-oh. I think we have a problem.
You're telling me. There is a man in yellow robes standing behind you, just sort of leaning against the cabin.
Macretus?
Oh, so you do know who I am.
We've got some
Great.
supplies for you.
Thanks. I sure could have used that before I died.
Same. I didn't kill you. It's not my fault.
Wesloy, Stag, you are both here.
Yeah, the whole time Westloy's thinking, not again.
That crafty raccoon did this to me. I'll get him. I'll have my revenge.
Oh my god. Your camera glitched out at just the right moment.
Yeah,
I see
so
Snowball.
Yeah, you can see Snowball come sniffing around, coming back to the cabin, and sort of like looking around, trying to find you.
I try to pet Snowball knowing it's not gonna work.
All right. Like you go over to Snowball and like start running your fingers through his fur. And at first he doesn't really react. But like he sort of cocks his head. And then like you can tell he's like doing the thing that he does where he like wants to get scritched behind the ear.
Yeah, I do that.
And then he reacts as though he's getting scritched behind the ear and just kind of smiles.
I lay down and hug Snowball.
Snowball walks directly through you and sort of comes over to the bottom of the cabin and starts barking up at Rocky and Roberta.
Where's the boy?
Can't speak with animals. What is it?
Oh, right. Speak with animals.
Hey guys, what happened? I was sniffing a tree.
The raccoon did it.
Do you know what? Do you know if Lucas is actually made of snow?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Oh. Wait. We can fix this.
Okay.
We can?
Yeah. So, Silver Humperdinck or whatever his face is, so that if we do this job, then we can get free stuff from the Temple of Lathander, and that's like healing magic. So we could get buckets of snow of our fallen friends, and then bring it back to Lathander and hope they revive them.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right. As the two of you are saying, okay, we gotta scoop up our friends. They set to work doing that. We're gonna cut back to Wesloy and Lucas and Stag.
You think they're going to grab Macretus as well?
It doesn't look good.
Like hell they are. I gotta stay here until this thing is done. And you see him walk directly through the wall and go over to the table. And you see him kind of hunch over the table and try to grab at the summer star. And he exerts as much force as he can trying to lift this thing. And you see it rattle on the table a little bit and he goes, ugh!
Stag saunters over and tries to lean on the table.
You fall directly through it.
Yep, just stands back up. So, what you working on there, bud?
Only salvation for the entirety of Icewind Dale.
Cool.
The light of Lathander. The sun. You ever heard of it?
I have.
Literally no.
Points at Lucas and then just taps his nose.
So, did it work? Are we saved?
I think it just kills people.
That doesn't sound like saving to me.
Yeah, and the whole time, Wesla is just grumpy halfling.
Wesloy totters in, crosses his arms
Exactly.
God damn it, I died again.
Exactly.
Wesley looks to everyone else. First time?
Yeah, exactly. You'll get used to it.
God. Macretus seems rather perturbed. He says, yes, of course it worked. It just a little too well. I have a few adjustments that need to be made. It's just really hard to do when I can barely move anything.
I try to pick it up.
You your hand kind of goes through it, but you watch it sort of rattle and then fall over a little bit. It just kind of rolls on the table.
Maybe we shouldn't keep messing with it if it's going to kill everybody.
Fair.
It would need a lot more time to load up to be able, or to charge up to be able to do a blast like that again. In fact, right now would be the perfect time to work on it.
Ha! Too bad it kills you.
I just said it wouldn't kill you now.
Yeah, but
And I don't think I like your tone.
Yeah, because we're already dead. So do it again.
this is the only tone I know how to speak in, so I'm gonna have to deal with it.
You can't get
This
killed
is my
twice.
inside voice.
This is my inside.
Oh my god, this was so much better when I was alone.
That sucks for you. Anyway, do I have permission to eat your bento box now since you're dead? Oh shit, I can't eat it either.
Bento box. Wait,
Yeah, we brought you supplies from that guy. He's short.
Knobberknocker.
The bear man. Small bear man.
He kind of crosses his arms and he says, well, it's nice to know that he still cares. Not enough to stay and help me work on this.
I suddenly had a thought. The raccoon
That's miraculous.
was, I know, right? The raccoon is talking about Bear Man. Funny that. How are we going to fix this?
Well, if I could just maneuver these tools, it'd be a very simple matter. All we need to do is make another one of these rings and attach it to the outside. And then that should be enough protection for this to work.
Cool, and then
I'm gonna walk up to Rocky and try to yell that into his ear.
He's like, put some magical equivalent of duct tape onto a bucket and written Lucas's name on it.
Oh my god.
Putting it
Lucas,
back on the sled.
give me a charisma check.
I actually get to make it. Oh, that's great. That's great. 6.
Cool. Rocky, you could have sworn you can hear Lucas's voice.
All right,
sometimes I
Roberta,
can still hear his voice.
we've got to be careful not to mix Westloy and Lucas's bodies. That'll get weird.
Right. Do you have any more buckets, or should I put some of them in my hat?
I don't want to ruin your good hat.
Well, it's okay.
Me, put me in your hat.
I can sweep up afterwards.
I think Troll would want to be in your hat.
Yes.
Okay. I did you know him well?
No, it's just a feeling.
Go with your hunches. Okay. And she'll start scooping.
All right.
Rocky opens his butt.
into her hat.
Time goes on. Roberta and Rocky manage to sweep up most of the ashes and snow that they believe is their friends. What is your what is your strategy? What is each person doing to try and interact with the real world? I will go down the list of all of the deceased persons, and let me know what you're doing over the next few hours as they are getting every bit of ash swept into these buckets.
Can I use magic in the plane ethereal?
I'm gonna say yes. I reserve the right to revoke that, but I'm going to say yes.
Well,
Tell me your idea.
Well, I want to try and summon my summons, like my healing spirit or something, and like try and have it lead them to what they need to do.
Okay. You summon your summon, and when you do so, it does not look like Rosewind. It looks like a burning skeleton of a deer, but it does not act like, smell like, or look like Rosewind at all. And it kind of like looks at you and kind of startles a little bit in alarm and then disappears.
I don't think I'm going to be okay after this.
Okay.
Create bonfire to lead them to.
When you do this, that like from the material plane, that spot in the room kind of warms up a little bit for a second, but otherwise they cannot see the thing that you saw. Lucas, what are you doing?
Did Rocky react when I yelled at him?
Like it seemed as though like he heard something, but not enough to realize it was you.
Okay. Hoping that my connection with Snowball is stronger, I'm going to cast Speak with Animals. And go up to Snowball and try to explain to him what's happening.
Okay. You walk up to Snowball, and like he appears to be looking past you for the moment, but you reach down, begin scratching behind his ear, and he gets that dopey, happy look on his face again. What do you say to Snowball?
Snowball, can you explain to Rocky and Roberta that they have to attach another sphere around the device, and then it won't kill everybody? but they have to do it soon because it has to recharge.
Okay.
Just something that they can.
Snowball like looks directly in your eyes and appears to be listening. Rocky and Roberta, he's doing that thing that like animals sometimes do, which is like stare directly into the corner of a room, like as though they can see something you can't.
Speak
What
of
is it,
animals.
Snowball?
Bork, speak with animals.
Yeah, speak with animals. Yeah.
Snowball turns around to you, Rocky, and explains that he can see Lucas. Tail wagging.
All right, could you tell Lucas that whatever happened was not my fault?
Kind of seemed a lot like his fault.
Why would he say that if it was?
Snowball tells you that Lucas can hear you.
What?
He looks over into the corner and says, Lucas is right there. Tail wag.
Forgetting that he can't see me.
Rocky walks over to the corner and kind of probably past Lucas, pushing a hand through his face. Lucas! Lucas, are you there?
Well, that's rude, but okay. Yes.
Yeah. He's right there. Tail wag,
Snowball.
tail wag. But
Snowball.
Yeah.
Does he have something he'd like us to do so he can pass on?
He kind of like turns in a circle a little bit and then he looks at Lucas like, wait, they say that you want you like you heard that, right?
Yes.
I don't want you to pass on. I want you to
Yeah,
stay
I'm
here
not
with
done
me.
yet.
Yeah, I'm hopefully not gonna pass on. Is Macretus in the room?
Macretus has since begun to sulk. He has kind of gone over to the other side of Wesloy and is likewise like got his arms crossed. In fact, I think that during this time he started to strike up a conversation with Wesloy.
Perfect.
About like how much it sucks to be dead and like not be able to leave this area. And he's all like, I just wanted to bring the light of Lathander into the world. Is that so wrong? I just wanted to serve my god, and this is how I'm repaid.
Macretus,
What?
can you explain to me how to fix the device so I can explain it to Snowball so Snowball can explain it to Rocky?
He like looks over at you and like, his eyes like dart to each person as you refer to them. And he's a smart guy. He puts 2 and 2 together and he's like, oh my god, this is our chance. And he like runs over to you. And between you, Snowball, Rocky, and Roberta, you are able to get the exact steps of this
Roberta takes notes.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly,
step 1.
Roberta.
Okay.
Yep, step 1. Yep. In fact, that is exactly what happens.
Okay.
It takes it is well into the night before you guys have everything written down. But the sun sets. It is completely pitch black outside, and then finally, like, there's a moment where like Macretus is kind of leaning over the table and like reading the notes to make sure that they look correct, and he's all like, "I think this will work." And he looks up at you, Lucas, and just kind of nods. Looks over at Stag and Wesloy, kind of nods, and he says, "I hope your friends know what they're doing."
Me too.
I literally have no idea.
Do they know how to work a forge?
I don't know them at all. I know he likes meat, and she's been a person for like a month. So,
Well, he says, "Well, unless somebody here knows how to work a forge, all of this was for nothing." And then as soon as he says that, there is the sound of the door opening and the wind blowing in as an enormous figure sort of eclipses the doorway. And you hear a of a lot of air leaving an enormous barrel chest. This figure dips their head to step inside, and that head turns out to have a big, long polar bear snout attached to it. As a polar bear-headed creature steps into the room, Rocky and Roberta, and just kind of looks at you.
Sprecken's the common?
He looks like a friend.
She just sort of squints at you, and then she opens up her cloak to reveal a figure that you're familiar with, Rocky. A blue-lipped woman is cradled in her arms, looking very injured and near death. And she says, "I do, but this one needs help."
Rocky rushes over. Ravison!
She's completely unconscious.
Is this a friend? Oh no.
Yeah, she's the one who taught me that puts a good berry in her mouth. Well, he puts a good berry in his mouth, chews it, puts his lips against hers.
Hey, we got a smooch. It was unintentional, but that was my wish for this game. Thank you.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
You come away and her eyelids sort of flutter open, and like she goes, "Rocky?
Good morning, sunshine. Welcome to hell."
Oh. And like she like doubles over and like holds her abdomen, which has this enormous like blood stain on it. Oya Minartok, which is the name of this polar bear, werebear you may find, begins to shrink a little bit as she reverts to her humanoid form, until you see a not much smaller, like still very enormous Goliath lady sort of towering over you. And she says, "Is there a bed somewhere here?"
I think there's the remains of one over there. Could you help me move her?
She says, "I have her." And she leads you through the house, finds a bed for Ravison to lay in, sort of sets her down, then turns around and works on getting a fire going in the fireplace.
Can I try to cast Cure Wounds at level 2 on Ravison?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to try it.
Also, sidebar, could I have made an insight check on the notes to know that we needed to smith something?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Very good rolls.
7.
16 points of healing.
All right. Rocky, I imagine you're kind of hovering over her, and she seems delirious with pain when suddenly, like, clarity kind of fills her eyes, and she sort of gasps, and she, like, looks down at her torso, sort of pulls up her shirt, revealing a really pale midriff with, like, a huge gash in the side, and she kind of, like, touches at it gingerly. It seems to have healed up a significant amount, though you can still see a lot of viscera.
Well, we used all of our buckets to store our friends, so I can't get fresh water, but I do have a water skin if you want to clean up.
She just, like, glares at you, and she puts out a hand. Yanks it out of your hand, and she just begins to strip.
Turns
Is there
around.
Is there any open container in the room that's empty?
Sure. You find an empty wine glass, or an empty wine bottle.
I cast Create Water in it.
Okay. Rocky, you avert your eyes just in time to watch a water bottle, or rather a wine bottle that seemed empty before, suddenly fill with water.
Thanks, whoever did that.
No problem.
Show off.
Do you need any help? Roberta does not avert her gaze because she doesn't realize that this is like a not cool thing to do at this point. But
Yeah, that's fine. She doesn't seem to like treat it like it's a not cool thing to do either. So she's just reinforcing Roberta's bad habits. That's fine.
yeah, it's fine. She'll learn eventually.
Listen, Roberta, my mom always said, don't reveal your under fur to people just willy-nilly.
Okay, I won't.
But yeah, as a lady, you should probably help.
Sorry,
Okay.
laughing about the implications of that. Okay. Ravison begins to clean herself off, and she's a bit standoffish to you, Roberta. But she doesn't tell you not to help.
Okay, she'll help.
In the course,
I helped.
in the course of helping Ravison, you come to learn that she knows Rocky. They have been on adventures together before. She also knows your best friend Hart.
You know Hart? He's my best friend.
Oh, good. I'm friends with with Hart too, kind of, sort of. Not we're not best friends.
The first time we met her, Hart almost killed her.
Why would Hart do that?
Sorry.
Yeah.
They got better.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you learn that she was wounded when she accidentally startled a mammoth out on the tundra, and it gored her in the side. And then Oya Minartok found her and carried her to the nearest source of shelter that she could find. Oya Minartok, meanwhile, is kind of wandering around the cabin, like sniffing and looking for danger. For a moment, she looks directly at you, Wesloy, and you can see like her like humanoid nose sort of flare, and
Jumping up and down.
yeah, she sort of mutters to herself, "This place smells of death." And then she looks down, sees the corpse on the ground, and she's like, "Ah."
Just utter exasperation.
I think that what needs to happen now, and Macretus can say as much. Macretus actually even sort of like leans over you, Wesloy, as you're standing there disappointed, and he says, "All right, Goliaths are renowned smiths. We need to make sure that she doesn't leave so that she can forge that ring so that we can fix that item."
He points at Lucas, can talk to the dog to tell them that I'll ineffectively jump in front of the door if they try to leave.
Okay.
And I'll help.
All right. Oya Minartok sort of wanders around the cabin, making sure that there are no dangers here. She walks over to a spot where the boards start to creak sort of dangerously. And then she like stops and then like just looks over at some furniture, like grabs a table and just sort of like slides it over to that portion of the floor. And it just falls. And like there's a loud clattering, shattering sound as like wood splinters and goes everywhere.
Well, yeah, that first step's a doozy.
Yeah, like Rocky and Roberta poke their heads around to see what happened, and she turns around and says, "Don't go on that side of the room."
Okay. Are you okay?
Thumbs up.
Okay.
She begins to head towards the door, and Wesloy and Stag both like jump in front of it. I want the two of you to both give me charisma checks.
Oh boy. Oh, very, very good job. Hey, you know what? No, whatever. That's a 2 for a nat 1.
22.
Oh my God, Wesloy. Yeah, you like slide backward and like you actually are like exerting a force on her, and she's strong enough that she wouldn't even like feel you even normally, but she could just sort of like stops and then looks directly down at you, and she kind of like puts a hand out and puts it over your head, and for a moment you can kind of feel the warmth of her skin, and she says, "Speak, spirit."
Listen, you daft giant, you gotta look at the notes and you do the forging, or the Icewind Dale's forever gonna be screwed up. I mean, it's too late for us on the other side, I think. I think we're already dead. In my case, I'm dead again, but notes, forge, save the place, please.
As
Well
you
said,
begin,
Wesley.
as you begin to speak, she sort of kneels down to get at your level, and you feel truly seen in this moment. And like for a moment, like you can hear the wind of the snow outside, and you can tell that not only can she hear you, she can see you. And you finish your plea, and she says, "It will be done."
You all heard that, right? He points at Lucas and Stagger or Stag.
And as she stands up and walks past you, you can see Macretus just staring at you like you did like the most impossible thing in the world. And he was like, "She saw you."
I must be that just, and he grabs his shirt and he's like, I'm kind of a charming guy.
He steps towards you, and like as though he's going to swat a fly, like his hand darts out and grabs something off your shoulder, and you see a raven feather, and he just sort of looks at it and he looks at you, and he says, "What are you?"
Don't know. Have no idea where that came from.
All right. Some time passes. The werebear goes and looks at the notes, and Roberta and Rocco, Roberta and Rocky. By the time you come back out to come and check on Oyam and Artak, she is already like hard at work, sort of like like she literally has the thing in her hand, the the notes, and Macretus refer to it as the summer star, and she's literally just holding it, and it's completely inert, not doing anything.
Be really careful with that. It kind of killed everyone.
Yeah.
She nods, and you see that she has actually already gotten to work on forging the metal ring.
If she's made her intentions clear, I can help out because I'm proficient with smith tools.
Ah, nice. Okay. You and Oyam and Nartok can work on this for as long as it takes. I want to say,
What skill would you say, or like what stat are they using to craft these? Because I can use enhance abilities to make it easier for them.
oh my goodness, how does everybody help to make sure that this thing gets done? I want
Cast
to know.
guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah, bear's endurance.
I don't cast Toll the Dead on anyone. That's how I help.
Roberta reads the directions very clearly.
Okay. And
Step
she checks
by
off each step.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love it. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. We have a montage of Oyami working on this. Like she's got like a hammer going, and then she's like etching the little runes in, and like she like hands it off to Rocky, and he like gets make sure that the runes are all right, and he's got like a little spyglass to make sure that he can look at it. And you see Lucas and Stag like standing over the two of them with their hands on them and like glowing slightly. Roberta checks off each step, and Wesloy and Macretus sit in the corner, and Macretus like looks at you, just sort of like his face sort of softens, and he pulls out like his last bottle of wine that he was saving just for this occasion, and he like takes a pull from it and then hands it to you, and at some point Ravison comes out, like she's got a robe wrapped around her, and like she gives Rocky a very tsundere glare, as she leans against the door frame, until finally we have the finished summer star sitting on the table before us, with the 3 rings all ready to go.
All right, what now?
Speak with animals. Okay, Snowball, what now?
He says it should work now. We just need somebody to attune to it and then get it to go. I have a question. What does attune mean?
Oh,
I also have a question.
We can skip that. We're starting to run out of time, so we need to fast play a little bit here. Yes.
Rocky will attune to it.
oh, okay. I
Or
was like,
if Roberta should, she's more magically inclined than he is.
Okay.
And so she does, and they do. Trying to see if there's actually an item thing for the summer star. Well, if there is one, I don't think that there's a link to it. But while holding the device, the attuned character can use an action to cast the control weather spell from it. So I will send the control weather spell to you, Sid.
Okay.
And you can let me know what it does.
Okay.
Find you in the long list of people that I communicate with on a daily basis on Discord.
Indubitably. Okay. You can take control of the weather within 5 miles of you for the duration. You must be outdoors to cast this spell. Moving to a place where you don't have a clear path to the sky ends the spell early. When you cast the spell, you can change current weather conditions, which are determined by the DM based on climate and season. You can change precipitation, temperature, and wind. It takes 1d4 times 10 minutes for the new conditions to take effect. Once they do so, you can change the conditions again after that. When the spell ends, the weather gradually returns to normal. Also, it's an 8th level spell, so this might be hard.
Okay.
Back.
Well, she'll try.
Do it to it, Roberta.
Do I need to roll?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope. If you are attuned to it, you can cast it. So you hold this gyroscope in your hand, and you exert your will over it. What does it look like when Roberta uses magic?
It looks like everything has like almost when you take something really hot into somewhere really cold and it just sort of like the vapor comes off of it very quickly. It's like that.
Okay. As you do this, that vapor sort of spirals around the summer star, and it seems to set the rings spinning. First, the inner ring begins to spin, and then the next ring begins to spin, and then it floats a little bit out of your hands, and the outer ring also begins to spin. And you can see the familiar light on that lump of coal on the inside beginning to swell. And it rises out of your hands, and it burns as bright as the sun itself. Yeah, and you, like, I imagine you guys are wincing, like anticipating another blast from it. However, it stays strong. Stag, Lucas, and Wesloy, Macretus is kind of standing up and looking up at it in awe. He raises his hands above his head and he says, "It's working! It's working!" And you all can feel warmth beginning to fill the air. That biting cold begins to like dissipate. The snow outside begins to melt, and you can hear it dripping and falling off of the roof. And just as the sun begins to rise over the mountains, and it never actually does rise completely over the mountains, but just as the light of day begins to touch the sky, this second smaller star rises up out of a hole in the cabin and begins to heat everything all around you. You can see little rivers and streams beginning to pour down into the canyon, and you can see the earth underneath the snow beginning to become sodden and fertile, and then a warm summer rain begins to fall, and you can feel that warm little drip, drip, drip of this very soft shower on your face, Rocky. And Ravison is just looking up at the sky like, what is happening?
As Ravison's looking up at the sky, Rocky's coat just flings into her as he runs out, whooping and hollering.
Splishing and splashing around in the mud and the rain.
It's warm!
Roberta shall join him.
Macretus is looking up in awe at the star as Roberta and Rocky begin to celebrate in the rain. And he closes his eyes and he says, "Finally." And then suddenly they flare open with a bright light, and he begins to rise up off of the ground. And there is the sound of crackling fire as his entire head just becomes engulfed in flame. And you hear a loud booming voice that just sounds like incarnate sunshine say, "You have done well. I have come to you inside my acolyte to tell you that I, Lathander, the Morning Lord, am pleased."
Do we all hear this?
Just the dead people. The rest of you are all
Okay.
playing in the snow. The rain. And this floating apparition reaches out to each one of you, and a little flame begins to burn right over your chest, and you can feel very viscerally each one of you ka-thump, like one very strong heartbeat, and like each one of you kind of like comes back into the material plane for just a brief second, and he says, "Your sacrifice will not be in vain." And then ka-thump, and each one of you jump back into the material plane for a second, and Oyam and Artok sort of like looks around the room, like clearly witnessing this happening. And he says, know that you are blessed by the Morning Lord. And then one last really hard heartbeat brings each one of you back into the world as you all fall to the floorboards of the cabin.
Oh, I hate being dead. Let's not do that again.
Ravison goes, ah!
What?
Stag is like on all fours, you know, like a startled, caught in the headlights deer, just like. What just happened?
Wesley looks up and it's like, twice?
Yep. You look down at your chest and you can see that glowing ember that Lathander put into you beginning to wane. And Roberta and Rocky both turn around and you can see that they each also have glowing embers on their chests that are starting to fade. The two of you did not feel this as viscerally as everybody else did, considering that you were both already alive. But you also will receive the blessing that they did, which is to say, every morning at dawn, you are blessed with Lathander's light, and you gain 10 temporary hit points
Oh, damn.
for the rest of your lives. That's forever.
Nice.
How do
You
I add
guys
that
are
to
back!
D&D Beyond?
Everything's coming up rocky.
Oh,
So you're not all snow?
No.
No.
I honestly don't have any idea anymore.
Okay.
She'll take out her hat and just.
you go to like get rid of all of that stuff, and it's gone. It's
Thanks
a
for
miracle.
No.
Thanks for putting me in your hat, by the way. That meant a lot to me.
Anytime you can come and check it out. It's really nice. I have it really nicely furnished now. Do you want to? You want to see?
No. I am just going to stand here on all fours until I feel safe again.
A floorboard falls out from underneath your knee.
I will never be safe. Like just scrambles and like falls on the ground.
All right. We're going to fast play a little bit here. I imagine all of you can travel back to 10 towns together. There are more adventures as you head back, and you feel that. What is the fate of the Summer Star? Who takes it? Who has it? Where is it going?
It should go back to a temple of Lythander.
But
So let's go find
yeah,
it.
that sure. But we could also go back to my forest.
Is there a temple of Lythander there?
No, but like if we could, heal the forest with like how you healed the snow, maybe the forest would be better again.
Is your forest made of all snow?
Well, no, it burned down.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know if that's gonna help.
Maybe over the course of several years.
Listen,
That's just rain.
As
Putting
you-
a fiery sun in your forest will definitely not be a good thing to keep fire away.
Why don't we find someone that's like knows Lythander like really well, like Macretus did, and then maybe they would know how to help.
Oh shit, what happened to Macretus?
oh, he turned into like a god or something, and then he gave us that our hearts back.
He became a vessel. Don't know what happened after that.
assuming direct
Kuori.
control.
Let's find a temple, and then they can tell us what to do with it.
All right. You guys start heading back towards 10 towns, discussing what you should do with the Summer Star. This is obviously a very important artifact, something that like could change the way that like Icewind Dale works. And as you are nearing Brynchander, it is it is kind of a crummy day. There are gray clouds, and like as you start passing people on the road, you can tell that they all seem a little bit on edge. Like Rocky, you've seen this before. Whenever there is like whispers of like an orc attack, or like a really bad blizzard is going to hit the town or something, like there's a sense of dread in the air.
If anything, he'll stop like a town guard he's familiar with. Hey, what's going on? People are normally less cheerful, but like this is like graveyard amounts of less cheerful.
There has been an emergency meeting called by the speakers of 10 towns. There are rumors that they're discussing how to repel an attack from the underground.
Oh, that's not good.
Underground. And he kind of like grabs his stuff and like huddles his family along, and as he walks away, you guys hear a terrible cracking noise from down south, as though a mountain has cracked in half, and then there is this terrible mechanical shriek going like, but like imagine that like really deep and intimidating. And
damn mole people.
It's the Underminer.
You look to the south, and rising from the mountain range, there are black wings on the horizon of an enormous, dark, mechanical dragon. And you hear a BWOM off in the distance as it shoots a fucking laser out of its face into the clouds. And that's where we'll leave off for tonight.
I've got to go
Right.
talk to my family.
I'm not dying again.
Stag just starts running.
Bye.
Steven!
You can do it, buddy. I believe in you.
Hey, everybody. That was our show. What a great time. First, I would like to say so much thank you to Wings for running this incredible game. Let's get a round of claps. Round of claps, everybody. All right.
Yay.
So before I even get to do a lot of my sign-offs, let's go through this amazing group of players and dungeon masters. Where can we find you guys? What do you do? Wings, take us away.
Hi, everybody. I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. You can also find me on Twitter at Danae Keener. I have a pinned tweet there. It's got my schedule. It tells you everything that I'm up to. I really need to update that because a few things have changed, but I'll go and get that taken care of. But in the meantime, go check out DanaeKeener.com.
Oh, hey, I'm Matt, or BlinkDog182 on Twitter and Twitch. I have recently started streaming again today after a hiatus, and yeah, that's it.
Hey everybody, it's me, your boy, RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about nerdy things and stream, sometimes with my friend. Next Sunday morning, we're actually, myself and Ryan Ryoga are going to be streaming Resident Evil 6 because we just finished 5 in its entirety. It's going to be a time. Whenever I go live, I tweet or retweet whatever channels. There's a list. It's huge. You can see that on Twitter. TheNakeHunter.com.
Graybeard's Tavern. You can catch me Thursdays over on Indoor Adventure, Sunday mornings on my own channel, Variety Streaming, and Tuesdays over on Lantern Noir's thing where we do the happy hour at the Old Timer Tavern. That's it for me, GB.
Hi, I'm Tyler, at Frothy Inferno on Twitter. Not much goes up there, though. You can find me sometimes periodically on people's channels, sometimes guesting, and every other week on Tuesdays on G Game Nights for their Mass game.
Hey, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid, and usually over at that lovely channel Game Nights. I'm there Thursday through Sunday, either running stuff or playing in lots of it. Currently, Thursdays I'm running a wonderful game of Good Society plus Magic. It's great. It's called Elegant Magics. You should check it out. Should be great. On Fridays, we're playing Cypher System, Neon Souls, Cyberpunk Goodness. I play Impulse. She's awesome. Every other Saturday, we just had our session 0 yesterday. We switched over to Fate from Overarms. That is Saturday nights. Star Power, think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Persona. It's amazing. And on Sundays, we just started a lovely, well, I won't call it lovely, it's terrifying and very grisly, a game called Vaesen. It's 19th century horror monster hunting. It's great. And it's half of why I have this ridiculous costume on right now anyway. So definitely check me out for all of those. And yeah, sometimes I guest on lovely channels like this one. DanaeTanner.com.
And if you've made it this far, guess what? You know what the channel is. I'm the Indoor Adventurer. You don't have to worry about who I was for today. If you enjoyed shows like this, you should go and check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/indooradventures. We have VODs of each of the games that we have ever played on this channel, including audio casts wherever they are made available for free. But speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. So if you had any questions for myself or any of the other fine folk that you just got done seeing, feel free to join us again at patreon.com/indooradventures. All right, that is it for the spiel. So again, I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to these incredible players for joining us this week. And thank you to Danae for putting up with our bullshit once again. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!